You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Hey, it's Austin James. If you're like me, trying to live your best life while living with diabetes, you can relate to worrying if you're doing a good job managing your diabetes. I use the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor to get real-time glucose readings and see the impact of every meal and activity to make better decisions. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor can help me live life with diabetes on my own terms, and it gives me more time for the things I love, like being a dad and a musician. Now this is progress. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz Podcast.
This is very exciting. I don't know what Nick Turturro saw that made him giggle so much with David Samson here. David Samson of Nothing Personal has landed the get that there is anywhere in baseball today because his rage speaks on behalf of all Yankee fans, and his place right now, his backdrop, looks exactly how I would have guessed it would if I thought, where does that rage come from?
Yep.
It comes from those black and white photographs behind him. He is mad and pissed off on behalf of several generations of Yankee fans.
And a sad Jets helmet to boot.
Oh, my God. This fandom right here represents the voice of New York sports and betrayal and hurt. And thank you. I can't tell you how much we appreciate your rage. Let's play for everybody. Okay, Nick Turturro's rage when Juan Soto betrayed his beloved Yankees.
Hey, Juan Soto, I got 2 words for you. F*** you. That's right. F*** you and the horse you rode in on. And the cavalry behind you. That's right, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm taking it personal. We gave you our love. We gave you our heart and soul. It wasn't enough. You turned your cap around after the World Series. I saw that move. 700 million, 730. Yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Guaranteed years, it wasn't enough. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You go off Broadway to the Mets. You don't want to be on Broadway, and you don't want to be Judge's guy. You don't want to be Judge's partner. Oh, that's right, Judge. Now it's your team. That's it. Let's stick it up his fucking ass. That's right. Let's go out. Let's get Burns, Fried, Bregman. Let's Teoscar. I don't give a Now we're not around. Take those grungy, whatever those stupid Mets.
So good.
I love the throwing of the bat.
It's great.
Yeah, well, my son said, can we break something? And I said, I don't know. Let's throw a bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a prop bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Smart kid.
Yeah, he's smart. He's sort of the genius behind this stuff. I've been doing this for years, like off camera. And now it's like now I'm doing it on camera. So
but you're an actor. This was not acting. This is rage. I looked in your eyes. You were not there. You. This was not acting. This was the most real thing you've ever done, sir, on film.
Well, baseball is very real to me. It has interrupted my life many times and it's almost ruined my marriage. A few things. So. It's taken my emotion, the day of the game when the Yankees are playing, even a regular season game, my mood is affected by whether they win or they lose. And, it has a big impact in my life. I'm not getting paid for this. This is like, I should be. I should be on a panel. I should be on a show.
Yeah.
I should be a co-host. But I don't know. People are afraid of me in baseball. They're a little vanilla, and I'm a little chocolate or whatever. Maybe I'm a little too they think too wild or they can't control me. But you can if you just tell me what you want, because I can handle myself with baseball. When it comes to this game, I know it. I don't have to research it because I live it.
Nick, have you tried caring a little less?
Yes.
And? No.
A couple of years ago, I think I was on WFAN, and I said, I'm I'm not as into it. I don't know. Maybe it was COVID. There was no crowd. I was kind of pissed off about that. No fans. And I was like, I'm done. I'm not. And they were like, you're lying. You're lying. You're going to come back. You're not you. And they were right. And it just didn't happen, even without fans. A couple of years ago, I got so pissed off at Bob Costas, I turned him off. I muted him and watched the games in Spanish. People think I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not. And I couldn't understand a word. And these Spanish guys, that's fantastic. I don't give a hoot. I can't take Costas no more.
Oh, no.
What'd Bobby Q do?
Dan's getting a call from Bob.
Yeah,
man.
watch out.
Talking. Let me watch the game. I said, I was yelling at the TV. Let me watch the game, Bob. Please, shut up. And he wouldn't shut up. He would not shut up.
It's his job to talk.
If I saw Bob Costas, I would have probably, when I'm watching a game, he was like interrupting me. And I was just like, can I watch it? Can you let it breathe? Please? We know you know a lot about baseball. Stop being, smarter than the game. You're not. I love these guys that think, just even like when I'm at a game, I'm like, all right, enough. I'm trying to watch the game. People want to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm actually here to watch it, not to go eat a steak.
Turn your phone off tonight, Dan.
I want.
That's what killed me in Game 5. Somebody gave me rich tickets, and I was in those stupid, those legend seats. I went to eat, and the fifth inning happened. I blame me. I put the Maloiki on myself.
Oh, boy.
By going, I'll go to the bathroom, I run right back.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
superstitious. I don't fool around with that stuff. And I should have never.
What did you do? What did you do?
It was 5-0, and I said, let me enjoy the food a little bit. What a dumb mistake. I ran out there when the bases loaded. I almost stopped it. But the baseball gods came out. I almost stopped it. He struck out Lux. He struck out Ohtani. And then that play at first base happened, and I knew it was over.
All right, David Samson.
I know in baseball when things are
Hold
over.
on, Dan.
Right.
I tell people, it's over. The game is over. Go home now.
Yeah.
5-1, I don't care. Go home. I'm telling you now, the baseball gods came out. They decided. Well, they decided when Freddie hit the home run. That series was over.
Oh.
It was. That's baseball.
Yeah.
If you understand, when you see a moment and you go, oh, my God, they go, what's the matter? I go, what do you mean, what's the matter? What's the matter? Were you not watching? The game is over. It's now over. They decided it's over. Whoever that guy is, whoever that baseball god is.
Series was really over when Valenzuela died. Baseball god said, you know what, the Dodgers need one.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that was the it could be. I don't know. I didn't.
You're not ruling it out, right?
No, I didn't think it like that. I knew when they were bringing in Nestor off the couch. That's when I went ballistic. That's when I went ballistic. You know what I mean? I just knew. You know what I mean? There are certain decisions where you go, oh my God, please let me go down with, if I have Mariano and I have Clemens, let me go down with my best. Don't put somebody in the middle and do that to me.
All right, I need you to relax for a second, if you can. I understand
I
that
thought you wanted some energy.
I know.
Right, no, don't relax.
Right.
Fat Joe wasn't the Yankees' best, if we're going to be honest, too. I mean, Fat Joe coming out after Ice Cube, what was that
Fat
about?
Joe, that's a dumb move. The Yankees don't really show me enough love. They should. They should. I mean, I could rile them up. They let me make a hype video years ago. I was shocked for opening day. I was like, me? They're going to let me do that? They did. They did. Every now and then, they know I exist, but they could embrace me a little bit.
Right.
Just because I'm critical.
We need to make you honorary Yankee fan. Look, you spoke on behalf of Yankee fans there.
Well, you do, but the Yankees don't.
All right, well, we're going to put some pressure on them in a second, but you're a bit of a maniac, and so I need to slow you down for a second because
that's the word that messes me up.
Yeah.
This is knowledge. This is not just a maniac. This is knowledge with some heart and some passion.
Okay, let me show you again this video. Perhaps you missed it the first time I showed it to you. Let's get that video again and play it for Nick so that he understands how it is.
There are other moments of me that you only want to show the heightened moment.
That's right.
That's what he does, Nick.
That's what I do. That's right. Just clickbait. That's all I am. I just want to get the clicks of look at this. This is just a moment in Nick Turturro's life when he hates Juan Soto the most.
Hey, Juan Soto, I got 2 words for you. F you. That's right. You and the horse you rode in on, and the cavalry behind you. That's right, Yeah, I'm taking it personal. We gave you our love. We gave you our heart and soul. It wasn't enough. You turned your cap around after the World Series. I saw that move. 700 million, 730. Yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Guaranteed years, it wasn't enough. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You don't even choose the Dodgers. You go off Broadway to the Mets. You don't want to be on Broadway, and you don't want to be Judge's guy. You don't want to be Judge's partner. Oh, that's right, Judge. Now it's your team. That's it. Let's stick it up his fucking ass. That's right. Let's go out. Let's get Burns, Fried, Bregman. Let's Teoscar. I don't give a Now we're not around. Take those grungy, whatever those those stupid Mets.
Hey DraftKings fans, are you ready to elevate your game day snacking experience? This college football season, we're feeling the cheesiest with Cheez-It. That's right, delicious Cheez-It crackers not only satisfy your snack cravings for game day excitement, but they are also amplifying your football watching experience with a new daily fantasy sports game. Best of all, since Cheez-Its is made with 100% real cheese, the game is 100% free to play with a chance of winning real cash. Be sure to carefully select your favorite Cheez-It flavor to snack on. White cheddar, extra toasty, or maybe you're an OG fan, while you select your weekly players for college football's cheesiest challenge all season long. So snack and play like a champ with Cheez-It.
Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com/Cheez-It for full details.
Dan Le Batard.
Go pee-pee.
Stugats.
Go pee-pee.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
Samson, you brought us the delightful Nick Turturro, and you brought us also Bob Costas recently on Nothing Personal, where Bob Costas said goodbye to the game with great grace, and Nick just told him to bleep off and get the hell out of here.
This is a total disaster.
Oh, it's great. What do you mean?
Knowledge.
Yeah. All right, a couple things of cleanup. Number one, Nick, the Yankees absolutely know you exist, and they love you and appreciate you, but they're not going to give you anything free. Number two, Bob, we love you. I agree that sometimes there are people who don't get you, but we get you here at the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz and Nothing Personal with David Samson. So please, just know that Nick is speaking on behalf of Nick at a particular moment. Thank you. Back to our regularly scheduled late segments.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad you clarified that. I'm glad, because I have nothing against Bob. He's a class act. He knows a lot about, I'm sure we could talk baseball forever. But when I'm watching the game, Bob, that's when you sort of got in my way a few times. And I have nothing against Bob. You know, he did, because sometimes
Nick, that's all he does. That's his job. He's the best ever of describing what you're supposed to look at.
No, but
now
Nick,
you're looking
David,
at it
you're wrong.
in a different way.
You're wrong.
No,
He's telling Bob
David,
to dial it back. That's what Nick is saying, and I agree with Nick. Yes.
Yes, because I'm watching the game with anxiety, and his voice keeps talking, and it's talking about, maybe it's bringing on a negative vibe for me. So I'm like, please just talk a little less. You know, there's a lot of guys like that, and they just give you that kind of anxiety.
I just think, Nick, that during your mania, you may not have realized that Aaron Judge was not exactly the recruiting perfect person for Juan Soto, because what we've discovered, which I think you know as a baseball fan, it's not that all the players love each other off the field. And Aaron Judge, really, he wasn't interested in recruiting Juan Soto. And it turns out Juan Soto didn't really need to play with Aaron Judge or enjoy playing with Aaron Judge. So your mania regarding him not choosing Judge, you know, of course, he was choosing himself, which he's been doing his entire career.
Yeah, well, he's a solo act. It's pretty obvious that he's like a robot, like a character in a video game. I've heard a few things about him, so I'm not surprised. He's a phenomenal hitter, but I'm not surprised that he's a bit of a weird robotic character. Like those games that you see, those video games, he's one of those guys. I've heard it, and I believe it. He is like this.
All right. All right. I think we've gone too far when Nick is out here saying, I've heard things about him that's draped in stuff I don't understand.
I want to know what he's heard.
No, I don't want to do this.
I do.
No, I don't want to do this.
He's like one of those video game guys I've heard.
No, look, I don't want to talk anymore about slandering Juan Soto because Nick Turturro has heard some things. What I do want to do is examine how betrayed Yankee fans feel right now, and if you want to audition for this sports show that you speak of, because I do think you'd be very good at this because of the way you care about baseball and know its nuances. I'm guessing that you and David Samson disagree on what the Yankees have done since then, because I don't think David Samson thinks the Yankees are very well managed right now. Do I have that wrong, David?
No, you've got it right. They had a plan B that they just
thrust themselves into by signing Fried to an absolutely outrageous contract, thinking Cody Bellinger is the answer to their center field prayers, who's so overpaid it's hard to imagine because he won an MVP once upon a time. And then Devin Williams, he is dicey because you can't build your bullpen during the offseason. We know that doesn't work, but the Yankees had to respond to Nick because Nick lost his mind. So Brian Cashman had to make all these moves because Hal was worried that Nick was somehow going to throw a bat in his general direction. So they've been signing players sort of like drunken sailors.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're drunken sailors, but they had to respond on some level. Max Fried may have gotten too many years, but he's not too shabby. You know, you win with pitching, David, and the Yankees did not have enough pitching. If Max is healthy, I think he can be easily a number one, number two guy. He's way better than Rondon as a partner to Cole. And the bullpen, I agree. I don't know enough about this Devin Williams guy. Maybe he's been dicey in the postseason. You need another lefty out there. The Tanner Scott is there. Even bring back that dirty-looking guy. What's his name? Tim Hill. I mean,
all right. Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute. I don't know. Dirty-looking guy.
Tim Hill,
Oh, you know what I mean. Grungy. He was grungy.
I got it,
He reminded me of a guy in the 70s called Dick Tidrow.
Ah,
He
classic.
called him Dirt. It was a nickname. Don't take it like he's dirty. He didn't wash. I'm saying he reminded me of like one of those guys. You know, those guys in the 70s, they were like.
I'm just saying you got to be careful there, Nick, when you're doing the sports commentary game. If you want to get into a debate show with David Samson, you got to be careful about calling somebody a dirty guy in these troubled times.
No, I mean dirty in a way that he looks like,
We got
kind
it.
of guy.
We got it.
We understood.
I'm not trying to get you in any trouble. I just wanted you and David to argue about something because you say you think you can do this, and David's very good at it. Look, he booked you on our show. You guys have probably been arguing about things for 3 days, I would guess.
Listen, he's got a point on some level, but, Bellinger has a great swing for Yankee Stadium. I think he could easily hit. He could easily hit 25, 30 home runs, and that bandbox and a fly ball is a home run. That's a joke of a place. And maybe Devin Williams comes to the Yankees. Maybe he doesn't have to be the ninth inning guy. Maybe he can be an eighth inning guy. So, I mean, Cashman, I'm not a huge Cashman guy. He's been, done a lot of things to upset me in the past, but he still has more work to be done. I don't think they're done. They're going to get a first baseman. They need a third baseman, too. I mean, I'm not against bringing Alex Bregman over here.
He's not coming.
He's a winner. He's
nice of you, yeah. We'll take Alex.
Yeah.
I guess.
So Dan, the argument started because when I got in touch with Nick, he was not aware that I was president of the team in 2003 when the Marlins beat his Yankees. And so he did some sort of ridiculous Google search of some sort, or maybe his PR people or his brother, who is a star of my favorite movie, Fearless, #1. Somehow he discovered that I crushed him in 2003. And he had this visceral anger about that, thinking that they were the better team when, of course, they were the far inferior. Oh, my God. Your team was so far inferior to us in 2003. It's not even worth discussing.
Wow. Well, we were flat as a button. I mean, you won that Bartman series. What'd you win? You won Steve Bartman.
Steve Bartman had nothing to do with it, Nick, and I told you that via text. I asked you not to bring it up because it had nothing to do with Steve Bartman. He was just sort of the easy thing because of the Billy Goat curse.
I asked him not to bring it up. I mean,
really?
Come on, how could you not bring up Bartman?
Nick brings up what Nick wants to bring up.
The Yankees had just won the World Series like a dramatic. I was at the Aaron Boone game, so the Marlins were an afterthought. They were an afterthought.
I hope you like your pennant ring, Nick.
They caught a break in that world. The Marlins
I hope you like your pennant ring.
This guy's good.
What? Pennant ring?
That's all you got in 2003, a little pennant ring. Oh, you won the title in 2004. No, sorry, that was the Red Sox when you had a 3-0 lead.
I asked you not to bring it up is something I did not expect to hear. Nick, thank you for bringing
it up.
He can have 2003. That's okay. He can have it. You know what I mean? The Marlins are what they are. You know what I mean? They have a storied franchise, right? So they're the Florida Marlins. Don't forget
See you
that.
later, Nick.
Yeah, take it easy, David.
Wow, I love it.
All right,
You're hired, Nick.
That's the start of a new show right there. There's a new baseball show in there somewhere with Nick Turturro and David Samson. We will try and get him on again because I want to get him fired up on sports.
I was thinking just Nick.
Yes. Well, this was the Nothing Personal sponsored portion of our show where we talked to David Samson, and he brought his own guest today. But there are a number of things that I did want to talk to him about, including what it is that we were talking about with Greg Cote a second ago, which is who's the better local columnist in town, Greg Cote or Dave Hyde?
Well, I had issues with both of them because they were both incredibly unfair to me and to our team over the years. And the way we would figure out who we disliked the most was always based on the most recent column. And we would try to get them to write something positive. We would beg for it, and none of them ever did. Cody was rude with great reach. Dave Hyde was way more biting and way more grumpy about it and way more angry about it. So to me, it was a tie for sort of lascivious, prurient writing that I wanted no part of.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to just throw total chaos at this situation.
This is so exciting.
Hold on, Dan.
Nick, since you're right there, since you're still with us, hold on a second. I'm going to give you what I hope is a little treat. I don't know if it's a little treat, but we have had some traffic get congested here. And so as a filibuster, I would like our camera crew to focus in on Greg Cote, who is right now at a live mic and has been taking about 45 minutes to wrap this. He is struggling with the wrapping of this gift.
That's why he's so great at it, Dan. You got to take your time with these things.
I'm going to go to him in a second.
Started yet?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to go to you in a second. You haven't started yet? You're just waiting for your cue? All right.
Yes.
As you do so, you're going to have to keep waiting because Michael Kay has arrived.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Michael Kay, the legendary Michael Kay, who I have loved for a long time around here. And I don't know how Nick feels about him as a Yankee fan, but a distinguished career of Michael Kay. I wanted to celebrate it today, but now it's collided against David Samson and Nick Turturro. So I'll just bring Michael Kay in now as we do this because we're live. Look at him. Look at the smiling face. Look at the smiling face of the road has beaten me up for years, kid. I've been doing shows in this town for 30 years.
It's football season.
Every day I'm getting ground down by the national sports radio machine that needs to keep being fed. And look at it. It's ravaged him. That Yankee baseball and people caring like Nick Turturro has made Michael Kay a legend in New York. And also somebody who thinks what of Nick Turturro's active rage toward your beloved team, Michael, as he rails against Juan Soto. Okay, that's very good.
He's a video game character too.
We're working on it. Is what I got.
Yes.
We're working on it. Is what I got from Lewis as I tried to combine those two elements. We're trying to get Michael Kay.
Was that a robot?
My God, it's Kane.
I'd be interested in Nick's feelings on Michael Kay. Does he talk too much?
Michael?
Yeah.
I like Michael. Michael's a longtime Yankee fan. He lived out his dream as a Yankee announcer. He's got the best job in the world. I like Mike. I have nothing against Michael Kay. I'd love to come on and do an inning with him or something like that.
Okay. My man.
You know, I mean, but I have nothing against Michael. I mean, other than that, he's a very lucky man to do that job. You know, I mean, but he's a great guy, great Yankee fan. I mean, I saw him walking around after we got eliminated. You could tell how sad he looked, how lost he looked. I was feeling the same thing. I was looking at him going, wow, you could tell Michael looks.
Nick, if we brought in Juan Soto right now, would you have that same sort of calm, hey, Juan, man, thanks for last season, love you, good luck in Flushing? Or would you be willing to show him that rage right with him as our guest?
With him? Oh, no,
Yes.
I could show him the disgust and rage. Sure. Good. There's no emotion. He just, he left me for whatever.
Because we show you Michael Kay, and all of a sudden you become this almost uninteresting, normal guy. And I'm just trying to understand, is it a...
David, I am not just a lunatic. I'm not just a maniac. I mean, you guys want to label me as this psychopath.
Not me.
There is a part of lunacy with me. There is a psycho side to me. But I'm telling you, there are other colors. It's like being an actor. Am I a one-note actor? Can I only do one thing? That's not that interesting. It's interesting when I can switch gears and then just calm down and be a little normal. I can't be always that. Even my brother tells me, Nick, don't just be a lunatic. You're more than just a lunatic. You're more than just that. You know, that's what makes you interesting.
I think what David is saying, forgive me if I have the accusation wrong, are you suggesting, David, that Nick Turturro bowed in the face of Yankee royalty, Michael Kay, big voice of the team, face of the team? Are you saying that Nick Turturro tuned down his rage out of respect for Michael Kay, voice of the Yankees?
It certainly felt that way to me because the vigor and the passion, all of a sudden Michael comes up sounding like a robot with an outstanding holiday party day technological issue. And I saw Nick sort of recoil as Michael was about to discuss whether or not he knows, loves, and appreciates Nick's rage.
Stugatz here. Right now, my friends over at Simply Safe are extending their massive Black Friday deal for our Le Batard Show listeners. Simply Safe is the home security I trust to keep my home and family safe. I've been telling you that for years. This is your last chance to protect your home at Simply Safe's lowest prices of the year. Simply Safe is a new way to protect your home that stops intruders before they break into your home. Old school systems only take action once someone is already inside your home. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection changes the game by preventing crime before it even happens. Simply Safe is extending its massive Black Friday deal for our listeners. This week only, you can take 50% off any new system with a select professional monitoring plan. This is your last chance to claim their best offer of the year. Head to simplysafe.com/DLB to claim your discount and make sure your home is safe this season. Don't wait. This offer won't last long. Keep your home, your family, and your peace of mind protected with Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
This episode is brought to you by Disney Plus. Game on, because ESPN Plus content is available on Disney Plus. You can watch your favorites from Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus together like never before. With ESPN Plus, unwrap a full day of NBA action on Christmas Day. Tip off the festivities with the Spurs and Knicks, followed by the Mavs and Timberwolves. Then a clash between the Lakers and Warriors, followed by the 76ers and Celtics. And finally, the Nuggets face off against the Suns, all streaming December 25th. Then with Hulu, watch the terrifying sci-fi thriller Alien Romulus, where a group of young space colonizers come face to face with the ultimate horror. And on Disney Plus, follow the adventures of 4 kids across the galaxy as they meet unlikely allies and enemies in Star Wars Skeleton Crew, starring Jude Law. All of these and more now streaming and available with a bundle subscription. Visit disneyplus.com for details. Terms apply.
Dan Le Batard.
We love you. We've got you. We've all got each other. Let's go right now.
Stugatz.
1, 2, 3, Brett. 1, 2, 3, Brett.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz.
Well, Michael, I'm told, has just joined us again, and Lewis said very comfortingly in my ear, I don't know about the audio.
Okay.
So
we're going to try it again.
Yes, it was lovely.
Right.
As we have all of these things collide together, I'm pleased that Lewis is in charge to guide me through these stormy seas. Can Michael Kay, if you can hear me, I'm sorry.
I hear you great.
Yes, look at this. We have executed this. Congratulations, Lewis. We brought live people together. Michael Kay, have you heard of Nick Turturro's ranting? What are your general thoughts as someone who has recently shown disgust for the sports fan?
I've heard every single one. And I love Nick. I love him as an actor. And I think a lot of it is performative. I just worry about his health, especially the one where he threw the bat. But yeah, I love Nick Turturro.
Performative? Nick, that's an insult. Performative?
Well, you know, Michael's trying to be a little theatrical. So, you know, and sometimes things are heightened a little bit. Some of these videos are heightened a little bit. But when I'm watching the game, that's different. When you see the rage during the game, during the at-bat, during the moment, that's 100% organic. This stuff, you got to understand, is a little heightened. It's a little exaggerated. Everything in life gets a little exaggerated. You can't think I'm going to beat the hell out of Juan Soto because I threw the bat. But am I mad? Yeah. How mad I am? It depends in the moment. But I mean, it's sports. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very hardcore fan. But not everything you take, especially social media. Come on, you know what I mean? But watching
Michael, I would ask someone, a fan like Nick, your job is to try to explain what Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner's plan B is. And are you willing to and able to convince Nick that the plan B that you've seen is actually making the Yankees a better team when DraftKings has a futures line that says the Yankees are the exact same? Their win total is 93.5. With Soto, it's now 93.5 with Fried and with Williams and with Bellinger. But how can you convince Nick that, hey, everything's fine?
Well, David, one thing that I don't like is that, people are saying, well, they're going to be better without him. You can't lose Juan Soto and be better. Now, maybe the sum of the parts. Juan Soto is a transformative player. He's just one of the greatest hitters that we'll ever see. It's hard to lose him. That's why the Yankees went up to 760. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to go to the World Series again. They have an easier path in the American League. I think the moves they've made so far have been great. Fried's excellent. Devin Williams is excellent. I think Clay Bellinger is a big fit. And they need a first baseman.
Cody.
A third baseman.
Cody, that's a fine.
Oh, what did I say? Clay again?
Yep.
Why'd you do that?
I like his dad so much. Yeah, I'll just call him Bellinger.
Why did you? We thought you were reprimanding Chris Cody there.
I was like, what did I do?
Because you corrected Michael K. so sternly. Look, Samson.
The muscle memory on Chris Cody when he hears that word. To automatically assume he did something wrong.
You're new to this game, Samson. Look, Michael K.'s been mispronouncing names for 30 years.
Attaboy,
all right?
yep.
He was forgetting names when you were just an embryo, Samson. Like,
wait
you know what he meant. You know what he
I didn't
meant.
mispronounce it. It's not like I called him Cly. I just got the wrong name. It's not a mispronunciation. Be better.
Thank you, Michael.
You're telling him to be better.
I'm telling both of you.
Dan to be better.
I'm telling both of you. I'm telling both of you to be better because I know how long this man has been talking on the radio. Do you understand how grueling this man's life has been in sports media? He's had a hit television interview show in New York. He's had a daily radio show, and he's bouncing around the United States with the New York Yankees. The Yankees have aged him 15 years in the last 5 years.
Those are choices Michael made, by the way. I mean,
correct. He's insatiable, and he wants to talk about sports until he dies. And but Michael, you've given up here a little bit of your workload now, and it's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on to celebrate you. And forgive me here, Nick and David, for making the room for this. The reason I was actually calling and wanted to have you on was to celebrate a truly legendary career that has come through print journalism and mastered all of the crafts to get to the freedom and the luxury that you have as being one of the kings of New York in the biggest sports radio market that there's ever been. So thank you to Michael K.
Yeah.
On a totally overwhelming career that we're here to celebrate.
Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable, Dan. Sounds like a eulogy. Doesn't sound really.
They always do it, Dan.
It's his specialty.
Yeah. I'm not.
He would go to
I'm
your
not
funeral.
No, he won't.
Oh, I definitely want to have a funeral before I die because I want to see what people actually really have to say, and then I'll come back and get them.
Wait a minute. David Samson, did you just try to play the game with Michael K? Would I attend your funeral? Did you just try to do that?
No, he already said, David, he said he wouldn't.
I said that I wouldn't, and neither would you, Dan. Now, Nick may be there holding up some sort of sign of protest or some sort of sign of love, but I would say, Dan, that's an easy game. Would you go to Michael K's funeral? I'm a no on that. Now, maybe if Bob Costas were doing the eulogy, we'd have to reconsider.
Wow. Would you go to Bob Costas' funeral, David?
Of course he would. I mean,
it's become more of a possibility recently, but it depends on timing.
Well, David, you've made the classic error of thinking that you would have been invited, so I'm not sure that you would have been welcome. I wanted Dan there, but he made it clear months ago that he wouldn't go.
Michael K., would you attend Dan Lebitard's funeral?
If it was close to where I was, if I had to go on a plane, no.
And who here would attend Nick Turturro's funeral?
Me.
If it was in New York, I'd go.
No, I don't think you would, Michael.
I
would.
I
don't. You're too busy. You're doing stuff every day. You wouldn't cancel like any plan you had to go to Nick Turturro's funeral.
Well, I wouldn't cancel the Yankee game because Nick would respect that. But I would probably get out of the radio show to go to the wake.
Get out of the radio show is key.
I love this game so much. Would you go to their funeral? No, but maybe if it's close and there isn't traffic.
Or it gets me out of work.
Michael, how are you as a gift wrapper? Because Greg Cote is in the other room and he's telling us he's an expert gift wrapper. I don't imagine from among our group of three here that we have any good gift wrappers.
I'm excellent. Excellent. I wrap a lot of the kids' gifts, although Jody does a lot of it, but I actually like to wrap gifts. I'm surprised at Greg. I really am.
Well, Greg, what do you have there? Can you please get in here? Are you going to start wrapping that gift, or are you not going to start wrapping the gift? Like, what are you waiting for?
I was waiting for a cue.
Yeah. We told you go 10 minutes ago.
You've been there 45 minutes. What are you doing?
Okay, this is a diabolical shaped gift because it's not square or rectangle.
What are you doing with that wrapping paper?
I'm cheating here. I'm taking a little bit of a detour because of the shape of the gift. But we're getting by. You know, we're getting by. Rome was not built in a day.
All right, we'll come back to that. I appreciate Nick and Michael K. watching that with us at David Samson.
Thank you.
We'll come back to that wildly entertainment segment shortly. Nick, I'm not going to eulogize Michael K. anymore, but why don't you explain to the people, as somebody who is, like, Michael, look at the room that he's in. Nick is a Yankee fan at the core. Nick knows the company he's keeping right now as a voice in his head from when he went from his childhood sportsdom to an adult.
Is Michael retiring? I mean,
he is leaving one of his 74 jobs soon or thereafter. But I would like Nick to tell us what Michael K. is as an announcer to him in New York, as a voice for New York.
Well, he's the voice of the Yankees, the modern day voice of the Yankees. He's not the voice I grew up with, but for the last 20, 30 years, Michael K. and John Sterling, they represent the Yankees. Yes Network. I mean, Michael's the guy. On the radio, it was John. Growing up, Michael knows it was WPIX. It was Phil Rizzuto, Frank Meza, Bill White. So Mike has become, a family friend, an institution with Yankee baseball. He was a Yankee fan, and now he became an announcer for the Yankees. He was a sports writer, but he is with the Yankees. He's identified. You think of the Yankees, you think of Michael K. But growing up, it was a different story, and Michael probably feels the same way.
Well, Nick is younger than me, but I'm like Nick. There were four male voices in my house. My dad, Phil Rizzuto, Frank Messer, and Bill White. That was it.
That's the coolest. Yeah. It's such a cool experience here, Michael, watching, I don't know how much more career you have left on all of the fronts.
Have you been talking to my doctors? What are you doing?
Damn.
I know, it's weird. I mean,
what are you doing? Michael, I'm sorry.
Michael, you also left your show to just start another show earlier in the day. So are you working less?
I am working less, but the Yankees, I have a long-term contract, Dan. Don't push me out.
I want to celebrate one of your careers that's sort of...
Yeah, it really sounds like a celebration, Dan.
He's not ending anything. He's just moving to earlier in the day. Afternoons to middays.
I have worried about Mike for a long time because I feel like he works too much. And so what I'm happy about is that this portion of his career, he gets to celebrate that he works less.
And that's fair. But, Stu, you have one thing wrong.
What's that?
You said I'm going to middays. Now, the longest time afternoon drive with Mike and Chris was 1 to 7. Mm-hmm. So I'm just at the start of afternoon drive.
Okay.
I'm not at middays.
Apologies. Yes, that is a big difference, and I apologize. I should have known better, Michael.
Michael, before we get you out of here, the state of the Yankees, who have had the sport wrestled away from them by the Dodgers and are not used to losing revenue fights. The state of the Yankees is what now, where a World Series appearance is somehow a disappointment because they've got a cataclysmic collapse in a fifth inning?
Wow, that was quite the question. I don't think they've wrestled the sport from them. And they revenue-wise, the Yankees have the highest revenue of any team in baseball. So I think they'll be fine. I really do. I mean, you look in the American League, they're the best team in the American League, and I don't think that they're done whatsoever in terms of the moves that they're going to make. So I think that they've rebounded nicely. Getting Max Fried was great, a little bit of an overpay. Devin Williams was outstanding, and I think Cody Bellinger is going to do really, really well for them. And I think they still have moves to make. So listen, all you have to do is beat the Dodgers in a best of 7. And if the Yankees had not had Nestor Cortez pitch to Freddie Freeman in the first game, and if they hadn't given up those 5 unearned runs in the 5th game, I think if the series returned to LA, I think the Yankees would have had a chance to win.
And if I were 6'4", I could dunk.
And you're not, you won't.
And there it is. That is why he's the radio legend that he is. That is why he's always quick on his feet.
Early afternoon drive, Dan.
That's right. Yes. Thank you. Michael, I love seeing you. Happy holidays. Nick, I thank you for being on the show with us. We will have you on again whenever it is the Yankees enrage you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sure, my pleasure.
Bye, guys.
You're welcome, Dan. See ya.
Welcome.
I
got to get your movie review while we check in with Greg Cote here to end your segment, because we've thrown a lot at you here, David.
I would like Nick to have the ability to join us whenever Nick feels like joining us.
That's a terrible idea. David, your movie review as Greg Cote tries to get this right the last 50 seconds and give us the dismount with a perfectly wrapped gift.
I would tell you that Mike Ryan is having me watch movies that make me incredibly uncomfortable, and I did it for you, Mike. I watched Heretic. Heretic is a movie with Hugh Grant, and it's about the Book of Mormon. Hi, my name is Elder Cunningham, Josh Gad, except 2 Mormon missionaries go to a door. Hugh Grant answers, and it starts the process of an amazing theological discussion. The first part of the movie is really cool about everything you think about religion, and then it gets weird when you realize there may be no way for them to ever leave, which was my worst nightmare. I felt trapped. I felt anxious. I felt nervous. I was texting Mike while I was watching because I was doing it in the middle of the night. I didn't press send. I did send later, Mike. You're welcome. But I was scared, so I ended up with all the lights on by the end. I had the theater door open, and I stopped watching the movie to do laps around the house to make sure there was no one in there. All in all, it was an uncomfortable watch, but an important watch where you can have great discussions.
I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm just enjoying Michael Kay and Nick Turturro.
They can't get out.
Watching your movie segment as Greg Cote wraps gifts.
Just hit leave, Michael.
See you later.
Nick.
Goodbye.
There's a button. That's all you got to do.
You're going to say something good. I don't know. Maybe a good movie. I mean, I don't know.
I was not going to watch that, but after that review, David, I might. I don't think I'll feel trapped because I will know it's fiction, but I loved it.
I get scared all the time, Michael, and you can't watch it. You have young children, I believe.
10 and a 12-year-old.
That is way too young. They may not watch this movie. You will be stuck with them in your bed for the rest of your life.
Hey folks, it's Mike Ryan. The holiday season is upon us. Christmas is coming next week. So, what are you doing for it? I imagine you're going to have some family over. How do you entertain the family? How do you keep everybody happy? Well, I know one easy way. Make your holiday time Miller time. Bring out a nice silver platter of that beautiful white can or bottle, whatever your preference. Heck, do it on draft. As long as it's got that beautiful amber color and was triple hops brewed, you know it's going to be a hit. Why? Because Miller Lite has taste you know you can depend on. No games, no gimmicks, just great beer for people who like beer. You'll take a sip, look around, see your family, and know you immediately made the best decision possible. Because Miller Lite is brewed for taste. It hits different than other light beers. Simple ingredients like malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors in the iconic golden color. The original light beer since 1975, and still the best one. Making memories at year-end gatherings? Tastes like Miller time! Go to MillerLite.com/stand to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Ah, the holidays. The time when you head out shopping for your special someone and end up accidentally buying yourself the latest sneaker drop instead. Oops. But you know what? You can get some of that shopping money back quick by saving with Plex. Plex is a streaming app that has thousands of free movies, shows, and live TV channels. And it's good stuff, too. Sports, music, comedy, and more. So, take a break from the subs this season and try Plex. Download it for free on your phone or TV today.